I look tired, it's because it is Sunday at like 6:30 in the morning. I just took over my staff duty shift, and then I have work going into tomorrow. So I have a nice, fun 36-hour day ahead of me. But the theme of this video is not pain and suffering like you might imagine. It's gonna be accountability. Personal accountability, to be more specific. See, oftentimes I have this bad habit where I say I'm going to do something, usually boring stuff like, oh, I'm going to read for X amount of hours, or I'm going to write this many words, and then I just never do. And right now, since I'm on an SDO shift, I have literally 23 hours now. And since it's now 7:30, I now have 22 and a half hours to get done the things I told myself I would do while I'm not actually doing anything on my staff duty shift. Staff duty shifts, for those who are wondering, it's like the adult version of that video that I made a while ago where I'm just sitting here in case anything happens at work. But since I'm not the staff duty NCO, I'm the staff officer, I have a little bit more freedom what I can do. And typically what I do is I just go into my office and I just work on things or I read. And I told myself I was gonna do stuff, but the temptation to just sit on my phone and play solitaire for the next day is incredibly heavy. So I'm making this video to hold myself accountable. Here's what I promised that I would do. I would read at least 4 hours, write at least 1 hour, and then form at least 2 scripts for the coming weeks. Scripts for videos that I will make for this channel. I'm gonna do a few hourly check-ins just to see where I'm at. And this video is going to serve as my lieutenant log for the week, because if you weren't aware, Texas just had a huge historic ice storm, which I had to do another staff duty shift on last week through. Now that I'm doing it again this week, the weather's not as bad, but I wasn't at work all week. So this is going to be my work for the week. I have zero excuse not to get this stuff done. These goals are simple, but we'll see how I do. One thing I don't get though is that it's currently 51 degrees outside. This thermostat is on warm. This thermostat is on warm. And it's colder in here than it is outside. I'm not gonna show too much of the office, but my favorite things in it are these 2 army men. I don't really know what they're doing, but you know, they're just hanging out. Probably a more accurate depiction of army men than the normal stuff you see. So I just got back from the gym. I just got done with my first workout of the day. The gyms were closed the entirety of last week, so I have a lot I have to make up for. But man, I am sucking. One of the things I am horrible about holding myself accountable for is my sleep schedule when I don't have work. And because we didn't have work this last week, my sleep schedule was all out of whack. It is shocking how fast I will go from waking up at 4:45 without an alarm to barely waking up at like 11 a.m. and then dragging myself out of bed and then not being able to fall asleep until like 2 in the morning, which is what happened last night. But I had to start this shift before 6 in the morning. So you can imagine I'm not doing so hot. And then I have tonight, and then I roll right into the workday as soon as my shift's done. So it's gonna be an interesting time. I wish I was one of those people who, like, no matter what, you woke up at the same time every time, and I've tried to force myself to do it. It's just one of those things I don't hold myself accountable enough for. It's only my fault. I'll get there eventually. Okay, update. I have worked out twice. I got a haircut, I ate a sandwich, saving most of my checks for later tonight when I start to get burnt out here. And now the rest of the night and going into tomorrow is just the things I laid out for myself. So let's see if I can do it. After I did my initial rounds of barracks checks, I went to the PX and I got some coffee. But I made the mistake of not using the creamer they had there and using the expired creamer that I didn't know was expired here. And now I have just really gross sour coffee. I'm just tired. I just want to wake up. Normally during these shifts is when I do my like Instagram Q&As. Number 1, shameless plug for my Instagram, which you should definitely follow here. And 2, I didn't do one this time because I did one literally last week, like less than a week ago. And those are always fun. I'm always shocked at how many questions I normally get. Some of them are good, some of them are funny, some of them are dumb, but I love them all equally. So never be afraid to ask me a question. I don't think that my next formal Q&A video though will be until I hit 10,000 subscribers. And then I have other plans as well for the channel when that comes. If that comes, please. This is probably going to be my last update for the night. It's like 10:15 right now. I'm tired. I got most of the reading done. I got all the writing done that I wanted to get done today. I decided, so I'll talk about 2 things real quick. First is that I get asked a lot about a tattoo video. So I was gonna do a tattoo video over Christmas when I was getting my leg tattooed. but then my tattoo artist's wife got COVID and she's fine, but like the day of, we had to cancel it. So unfortunately it wasn't able to happen. But whenever I do end up getting my leg tattooed, that's when I'll make that video. And 2, there's this documentary called Shut Up and Play the Hits. It's a little spiel about the last concert this band called LCD and Sound System ever plays. And then me, being the obsessive nerd that I am, watched all the extras and stuff. And at the end, this guy walks around with like this briefcase microphone thing with headphones. And I want to do that, but in my hometown, telling stories about when I was a kid, because I think that could be fun. And I'd probably be able to make fun of myself quite a bit. I might bring this video into tomorrow. We'll see. Because I'm pretty tired and I have to do more inspections at like 4 in the morning. It is currently the next day. Right now I'm parked in the motor pool because it is maintenance Monday. And basically I took a nap, went for a run with the platoon, and then here I am. I know I feel fine now. And running in the cold helped, but then like after lunch I'm gonna crash really hard. But in the meantime, I'm just gonna have fun with it. Because of that last big freeze we had, I'm worried about some of the states of the vehicles, so we'll see how it goes. It's a little after 5. I just got home and I realized that I talk a lot about the motor pool and maintenance and stuff like that. See, the thing is, in like an armored unit like I'm in, maintenance is always going to be a huge priority. That's because without our vehicles, we don't fight. We are not designated for that kind of mission role. Those Bradleys are our lifeline. I like being heavy partially. I think it's an interesting job, kind of a mixture of worlds, if you will, but it's definitely got its days, like today, where it's the worst of both worlds, because you basically have to be half tanker, half infantryman, and then somehow make all of it fit together. And so when you're trying to schedule dismounted training on top of all the armor training that we have to do so we can integrate into the bigger picture of how our unit's supposed to work, sometimes it gets a little overwhelming. And on days like this, where I'm coming off of pretty much no sleep and a full work day after, I definitely know that I've earned my sleep tonight. It brings me back to the days when I was in school, where I had to plan every second of every day to be as efficient as possible to get everything I needed to get done. And it's just kind of a funny throwback. I don't feel like this as much as I did when I was in school in terms of like physical exhaustion, but you know, it's a good reminder every now and then that I have it pretty good now. And on that note, I'm going to take a nap.